Hello, everybody. Here we go. Happy Wednesday. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in hot, sticky downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, streaming at WMNHradio.org. And on the Facebook, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. It is Wednesday, June 12th, the year of our Lord, 2020. And, of course, we are proudly sponsored by the Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street. They are open today. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. And tonight is trivia night from 7 to 9 p.m., But swing by there, get a delicious gourmet pretzel. They have craft beer, they have wine, great food, great service, and everyone is masked, and they socially distance and keep everything very, very clean. So please continue to support our wonderful sponsor. And today's special because, for the first time in a while, it's been a while since we've done this, but we have a musical guest here in the studio with us. Steve Collins is here. How are you, sir?
Hey, Matt. Great. It's nice to be here today.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And but you are known musically as Stephen Whittemore Collins for people looking for your music online.
That's correct. I have such a common name, it would be tough to find me. So luckily I have a unique middle name.
You do have a common name. I don't have that problem. Matt Connarton is a very unusual name. There's only one other Matt Connarton in the state of New Hampshire, and he's my uncle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're in good company.
That's right. That's right. As you can see, my family, not terribly creative with naming people. But yeah, so we've got a couple great songs we're going to play today. We're going to play this track, Grieving You, which is just really beautiful. And then we have another song that we'll play a little bit later, but we'll give this a listen, and then we'll come back and chat for a bit. How's that?
Sounds great. Thanks.
All right. So we'll go ahead and we'll play this. This is Grieving You by Stephen Whittemore Collins. It's coming. Here we go.
Every time I turn, I can see your face. Shadows changing on the wall. Sometimes when I wake, I can hear your voice fading away like a dream. Please don't go. Please stay with me tonight. Funny how it feels, I can disappear. I can never love again. Maybe we would fight, but I wish you knew how I long for just one more day. Please don't go. Please stay with me tonight. When I find you, I'll be alone. Will you guide me home? On my knees and praying, where are all the angels? Will you help me carry on? Always when I play, I will think of you. I still love you so much now. Sitting here all night and I tell myself tomorrow I'll begin once again. Please don't go. Please stay with me tonight. When I find you, I'll be alone. Will you guide me home? tell myself tomorrow I'll begin once again.
Wow, that is beautiful. Grieving You from Steve Collins.
Great, thanks, Matt. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, that's obviously that's not you singing.
I was going to say that isn't me singing or performing. There was much more talented people than I that were doing that. You know, it's an interesting story of how I met them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you're getting some love in the Facebook live chat. Jenny is in there. She says, "Wow" in all caps. Shri T, who that's a new name in there, says beautiful, sweet. Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
This is someone you know. Shri T also says, "Hey, Steve."
I do. I do know who that is.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah.
Friend for a long time.
So that is Grieving You. Stephen Whittemore Collins, if you're looking for him online. And to open up today's Matt Connarton Unleashed. And we're gonna chat for a bit. If you have a question or a comment or anything at all during our conversation, you can call in live 603-250-6007. I'm sure you have some fans who are tuning in today. 603-250-6007. You can also use the text line and text 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connarton or send an email to matt@ipmnation.com. But Steve, so tell us about the track.
Okay, sure. It's it's an interesting story. I'm not a musician by training or trade. I'm a guy that has feelings, like to write, like anybody.
Yeah.
In today's day and age, you don't necessarily need to do some of that stuff. So
yeah,
what had happened was I've taken classes, with Don Sani down in Nashua a bunch of times, through the years, and he showed me, some guitar, basically.
So who is this? Is he?
He was a teacher. I bought a guitar. They said, "Would you like some lessons?" They gave me his card.
Oh.
I gave him a call. I went in, and he showed me how to play some basic guitar and fingerpick, and I enjoyed it. And then I stopped playing. And then a couple years ago, maybe it was 2 or 3 years ago, and most people don't know it. Like my friends, I don't tell anybody. I don't feel I'm a great singer. I'm not particularly gifted, and and so 2 years ago, I was playing guitar. Even my wife doesn't hear a lot of it. I'll do it at night in privacy. And somebody called, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I decided to say, "Hey, I'm playing guitar." A friend, very good friend. And they said, "Can you send me something?" And for some reason, I said, "Sure." And, I sent it to them, and they were like, "Wow, this is really good." And I'm like, "Come on, you're serious," sort of thing, that whole not believing. And they like, "Send more." I'm like, "I don't have any more."
Yeah.
And so I sent more, and they said, this thing could be on the radio. It's really good. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" So I sent it to my brothers, and they're pretty honest.
Yeah.
And they said they had to listen to it a couple times. They didn't know it was me. So long story short is this friend happens to be in the entertainment business, and they have a family. So they had gotten out of it for a while, and they just got back into it. And they do some independent film productions and play productions and things like that. And so they were like, each time we spoke, our kids are the same age, we reconnected. And each time they spoke, they kept saying it. So I'm like, I can write them. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I can write them. And so she said, in the reconnecting, she talked about her brother Matt. And that he had passed away in the interim from the time we had spoken when we were younger, and we reconnected.
Yeah.
And he died from drug addiction, substance abuse. And she told me the story, and I get choked up even thinking about it. That it was starting off with painkillers and going through that track of like it takes a couple years before you even notice that something's happening.
Sure.
Gregarious, smart, has a lot going for him. He's going places, and he got into that. And then, it progressed to different things. So,
how old was he? Do you know?
He was 32 when he passed.
Oh,
he was 19 when he started. So, and like his family, like his father, it's like, what do you do? Like, after he passes, like, could I have done more? Should I have done less? Like, did I enable? Did I not do enough?
Yeah.
And everybody's second guessing. What do I do?
Yeah.
And I also have people in my own life that, have suffered with addiction, and some, have passed, and some have made it and recovered, and now I'm helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
They've come out the other side, but when you see them go through it, you know them when they're young, and then they become almost like a wraith. They become like black tar, and they're, the disease of self-centeredness, and people say, oh, it's their choice. But would anybody choose to lose your family, your friends, your job, your property,
right,
your
of course.
health? And then the drug itself doesn't even satisfy you in the end. Like, no logical person would ever do that.
Right.
And so it was a topic that resonated that I didn't even know. So that night it happened to be that I just picked up the guitar, and I usually don't have a melody or anything in my head. I just stopped playing, and then I listened to it later. So I did that night. And when I did it, I noticed that I just, I don't know if I imagined that he was there or what it was, but I basically was just a recorder where I played whatever the melody was and whatever the words were, and I went to bed, and I woke up the next day, and, I usually forget them right away.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and then, like, the next day I woke up, and I listened to it, and I was like, that actually didn't sound too bad, and so I cleaned it up some.
Yeah.
And I sent it to my friend. I hesitated because I didn't want to bring up pain or anything. And
yeah.
I sent it just on an iPhone. I don't have equipment or anything. It was just an iPhone recording. And I sent it to the friend, and the friend really, got emotional. And, it meant so much. And so she sent it to her father. He's been like a president of companies before and everything, and he broke down too. From what I understand, he's a decent man, and so I sent it to other people, and the ones that were recovering substance abuse felt like it was them, right? So it's a topic that everybody's lost somebody in life.
Oh yeah,
and the difficulty of losing that, especially to suicide, drug addiction, anything. Anytime you lose somebody, it's like, how does it feel? And so the song wrote itself. I'd like to take credit for it, but it, came from wherever.
Yeah.
And it elicited feelings of what it's like for any of us to continue going on with that pain.
I have to ask you too. Had you written anything prior to this?
Yes, like, just like I said, like I'll make just like that. I'll sit at the guitar. I'll do it, and then it just gets lost.
It's just kind of, okay.
Yeah, so it was just for pleasure. It wasn't for anybody. A couple siblings through the years, like, I'm like, hey, look at this. Like, I didn't even know I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, do you think this is any good? A couple, but like I said, most people didn't even know that I do that.
Yeah.
So
this was the first time you actually wrote something that you were kind of serious about, and
yes, exactly. That it was the reaction to it that I realized, because I started sharing it more. Because I feel like, and I guess it isn't true, I feel like I sound like, a dog pretending to be a cat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel my voice is that great, and I'm not super competent on the guitar, but I can do enough. And if the lyrics and melody there, it's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
So this person, my friend who's in the industry, knows me and knew it was a matter of confidence.
Okay.
They called me up one day, and they're like, would you, I talked to somebody that's a voice coach, and that's all you need is to go down. Your voice isn't that bad. You just need to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I just said yes, man, right? All right, I'll see what happens. And I go down, and who is the person? But it's somebody named Cynthia Gibb, who, is a person in show business. She's done movies and TV shows.
Yep.
And she was Karen Carpenter in the Karen Carpenter Story, and she was successful. So it's like, oh my God, like, I'm meeting with this person. And
did you not know until you got there?
She told me right before. Yes,
I
knew who it was, but I didn't know Cynthia. I didn't look her up before I went.
Yeah.
I just, she was somebody. She was in a soap opera. Like, my friend kind of downplayed what she was in.
Okay.
It was after the fact, and after I met her, thank God, because I would have been even more intimidated. But
right.
She's a lovely person. She was so encouraging. And she helped me a lot. She taught me things. She told me things about my voice, and she was laughing because I understood everything she was saying, but I had no baseline to go on what was happening. So, so it was pretty funny. And so at the end, she said, okay, I left time for your song. So my friend had said that I'm a songwriter to her.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know any different, right? She doesn't know I'm a slouch on the couch, just a regular person doing this. And so it's like, okay, so I'm just going to go for it. And so I sang the song, and she wasn't critiquing the song. She was trying to help me to sing it.
Right.
But under her voice, I heard her say it, like that was really beautiful, she said. And so, I'm sorry for the people on the radio that don't find it beautiful, but she did. And it encouraged me. So then my friend called me, and she's like, I'm doing a movie, and we have to do a track with a producer. And I met him, and I think you'll really like him. And his name was Larry Edoff, or is Larry Edoff.
Okay.
And she's like, I want you to call him and, just make up a couple songs and send it to him and see if he's willing. So I texted him. He said, sure, I'll send him. I'll take a listen. And he's like, I like that one, Grieving You, that you did. That's something we could work with. So I talked to my wife. She's very supportive too, but it's different because, she's always going to support me on things. So which is wonderful. But I'm hearing it from outside as well. So Larry, he's an amazing pianist. Like the spirit and the heart that he's able to give when he plays piano is unbelievable. And I heard that, and I was so impressed.
Yeah.
And so he put down a track of piano, and he sent it to me. And he doesn't know who I am either. I'm a regular musician as far as he's concerned. He knows, He knows now with this radio show.
Yeah, the secret's out.
And he had me practice singing. He's like, and this is right before COVID, and he says, I want you to come down, and we're going to have you put your voice over it. He's thinking I'm going to sing on it, and there's no way I'm going to do that.
Right,
and so I go down, and he lives in an area, forgive me, Larry, if you're here, I don't want to give up your identity and where you live, but he lives down near Westport, Connecticut, and it's a really beautiful area. It's stone walls and fields and hollows like the Headless Horseman, it's nice, and with really large gated homes and other things. So I'm going down in my Toyota, with a split window. My window had been cracked recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm going through, and I wasn't intimidated, but I was finding the irony of being up here, like the little mouse going into the city kind of thing, and here's all these real professionals, like amazing people.
Yeah.
And so I show up at the door, and Larry has a large home, and his neighbors do too, and later I've since found, like, that whole area has a lot of celebrities.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, producers for Pink and all these things. And I'm like, oh, man, what did I get into?
Yeah.
And before that, my friend had said, you really think I'm going to give you my contacts if you're going to embarrass me? So that helped me.
Right.
And so, so I went in, and Larry, we didn't have much time, and he put me at ease. He was such a friendly, nice person. And he took me in with my chewed up guitar. And he's like, go stand over here, just like here, with big oven mitts on my ears. You know what I mean? The big spit microphone and all this stuff like you see in the videos.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm standing there, and it's like I could freeze up, I don't even know. And he's like, all right, he's testing the system. He's like, sing a few things. I'm like, me.
Yeah.
And so I sounded like crap, and he hit a button, and in my ears I could hear my own voice, and I suddenly sounded like an angel. And I was like, all right, I could do this. So I sang the song.
Wow.
And he used that, basically. We established what we were going for. Mm-hmm. It had melody and lyrics. It needed production. And in Larry's heart, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
And so he organized it. He got the musicians. He got session musicians like Ben Butler. He's like done touring. With Sting and Paula Cole, I think, and other people. So he got real talented people to do this.
Yeah.
And he tried a lot of singers, like Adam Pascal. He was on Broadway, and other people that he used on it. But then he did one. There was a woman from American Idol, Marissa, who sang the song that we just heard. Okay. Marissa Pontecovo. Okay. And she sang the song, and when we heard it, we loved it. She, her feeling, her soul, it just. I haven't met her, but, hearing her talent and what she did, it was incredible, know? And so I get it. I meet with Larry, we talk more, we're getting to know each other. We're we became friends fast. And so the song, I was like, well, what do I do with it? And so, I decided to send it around to friends, right? Like, what does anybody do that's not a professional? You don't have an outlet. Right. And instead of saying it was me, because I'm not going to admit it until now, I said, hey, do you know who this artist is? To most of the people. Yeah. That way I could send it, and if they don't like it, I don't have to admit it, Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So, the response I got as I got these people, what I realized is that there's a lot of people grieving in life, especially as you get older, that, people lose their children, they lose a lot of people. And my friend that inspired the song, her brother and my other relations, that they were saying like, that moved my grief. They didn't know it was me. And they were saying it made me cry. I had a huge percentage. I teared up during that. That was lovely, or the vocals, or Larry's, production of it, and Marissa's voice. And it was like, what do I really do with this? I don't really have anything to do with it. So COVID happened.
Yeah.
So, there was some possibilities going around at that time, but then everything got isolated and it kind of went in the can. So I have an acquaintance who, Rob Kleiner. I hope Rob doesn't mind I mention his name. He has done a lot of music work in New Hampshire. And he had mentioned there was somebody, that sometimes features local artists. And so, I'm not looking for money. I'm not looking for fame. It was a song written from, from inside, an expression of feeling that it seemed to help people that listened to it. It definitely moved me and my friend and my wife and other people. And so I just wanted it to be heard, and if somebody's like going through like a funeral or a Facebook tribute or anything like that, it's not an anthem, but to be able to have something that you can play on top of photos or whatever, or you're struggling to know, like, in that moment of spirit, whatever it was, whoever it was, if it was me or not, I have no idea.
Yeah.
That, that they see, they understand, and we understand, and we're all going through that together.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Gonzo is here, by the way. Hello, Gonzo.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I heard that in the car.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, you sound like a girl, though.
I worked on that. They had to use a lot of tight instruments to get me to get that high.
No, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
no, it truly is. And isn't it amazing, too? I was thinking about this while you were talking, and it started with you went and bought that guitar and you took some lessons. And then how long did you said you didn't play for a long time, right?
That's right. Yeah, I didn't. So I'd say 10 years maybe. I got the guitar. I played around with it for, a couple years, took lessons with Don.
Yeah.
Could never really master the bar chords. Most of it's open chords.
Yeah.
And so, and then I went to work and I got busy and I had a son and I didn't do it, but I my last company, it was sold and it was split up. So I found myself that I was in between jobs. So you're feeling moody at that time.
Right, yeah.
And so I picked it up and I did it and never, it was just one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just coincidence the person called on that day. And
it's so weird though how that can happen. How life just. It's so hard to articulate, but I do think about this kind of stuff, how, these things, these moments, these decisions that we make and the potential consequences of them that we have no idea in the moment. Like, obviously, when you bought that guitar and you signed up for those lessons and you had no idea that all these years later, you'd be at a vocal coach session with Cynthia Gibb, for example. You know what I mean? Like, when you really think about it and you think about all the steps that lead to this moment, it's kind of wild if you do. I don't know if you ever really do that. Like, I do that a lot. I'll think about, well, how did I get here? And then I think about everything that led to this moment. It's like, wow, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. There's a great speech by Steve Jobs. He did it. I don't know what college it was, Stanford. I don't remember. He gave a commencement speech, and he really put that into words where he said his whole life, like he audited. He's audited like a calligraphy class.
Yeah.
And what good is that, right? At that age, and he did all these things, but it was at the end of his life, or later in his life. For him, it was the end. But later in his life, it was only in hindsight that he could connect the dots at all these things, because word processing has that stuff, because he happened to audit that class and understood that technology and put it into the first Mac, which was then used in other word processing tools. So it is a funny phenomena how that happens.
Yeah.
It really is. Like you say, oh, if I could go back in time and switch that one thing I did, which is probably a really bad thing you did.
Right.
but you can't, because if you do that, then you wouldn't be married with your beautiful kid.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
could just alter it. And,
The butterfly effect, I think they call that.
Totally,
right?
man.
Yeah,
Totally. Think about it. One change in anything. If I didn't come here today, and something different, my life would be different. It really would. I mean, I could get in a fender bender or something like that.
Right,
you hear the 9/11 people like, man, this is the one day I ever called out sick. It's like, well, go figure. That's weird.
Right.
That's a weird coincidence.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's so strange. So what? So are there plans to, the song? It's it's got a cinematic feel. Are there plans for it to be used in a film or?
Well, that was the idea. It's not a customer. I don't have a customer or anything like that. But when Larry and I sat down and spoke, it's like, where would it most belong?
Yeah.
That was exactly the effect that he was trying to do, was to, make it possible to be able to sell that. There are people that buy that stuff. There was before COVID a lot of production going on.
Yeah.
Something like that could have a home in a place like that. So he would help put me in contact with people that you can get it in front of them for consideration and possibly to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool.
It's so cool seeing something like you said. You just haven't played in a while. You just kind of messing around, and now you're like legit knocking on the door to like upper elite level.
Oh yeah.
That was.
So if you have something out there, it's never too late. Never too late to just start something.
Right.
Start drawing. If you think you suck at drawing, good, because that's what sells now.
Gonzo's an artist.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it seems like you got some momentum, and I would just ride that wave as
I'm
long and hard as possible.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like the Grandma Moses of music at my age now, right?
Yeah, I mean Susan Boyle, right? She started at like 50, and
Yeah. Well, in a lot of it is like the good thing about being my age now is that with that sort of stuff, if you have something that's from the heart and it's not bad, life is about partnerships. A lot of times when you're young, you think, oh, I need to learn how to produce, I need to learn how to play guitar and write, and do it all yourself. And a lot of people that you hear the stories, they do that, but it's really, if you find partners where you're weak, I learned that in business.
Yeah.
You can achieve a lot of things like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Very
And
well
you
put.
can't fake talent either. So it either shows or it doesn't.
Right.
And no matter what level you think you're at, if you just put it out there, like you said, put it out there, send it to your critical brothers or whatever, and they'll tell you, and you can't fake talent. You can't, because it's apparent that you're talented. So
Thank you.
it's cool.
It's interesting when you were talking too about sending the song to people, but not telling them it was you.
It's a good idea.
And I thought about, well, there's sometimes in the music industry, there's been stories of like a label, maybe a band is trying to make a comeback or an artist is trying to make a comeback, and the label sends the music to radio stations under a fake name, so that because maybe the band has a certain stigma about them or whatnot, or they're considered old hat, so they'll send it under a fake name to kind of gauge the reaction, and then if they get a positive response, they'll say, okay, well, it's actually the new comeback song from Def Leppard or whoever.
Yeah, I am a coward.
No, but it's
proudly.
No, it's smart though. I mean, that's the best focus group you could have, right? If you're sending it to people anonymously, like you have and pretending like you have no dog in the fight, and then you're getting an honest reaction from them.
And some people might sugarcoat a response if they know it's you and they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
If they hear it's Joe, Larry, Joe Blow or whatever, they're just gonna be like, yeah, it sucks, bro. It sucks.
Right.
And kind of you need to hear that,
Yeah.
But otherwise they'd be like, oh, it's good. Right. They'll sugarcoat it. And I find that a lot where people tell me my stuff is good when really it's not. And, if I went in as a stranger, they might say, well, I don't know, who is this guy? He sucks,
Right.
It's a good way to elicit a honest response.
Yeah.
Yeah, dishonest, honest response.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Thanks.
So what's so you've got another song that we're going to play in a little bit, but do you have, are you like, what's the current trajectory of everything? Are you working on an album? Are you going to be recording more stuff? What do you
There's really not. This is like, we were talking about connecting the dots. Like really, it's just getting it out there, following that. Larry has a lot of connections and he's connecting it on that, but there's not a real project. It was more the priority to me was, if it's here in your audience, I'm thrilled with that.
Yeah.
If it means something to anybody grieving, that's really where it's at. It doesn't, the money, fame, none of that matters. I just want it to be heard.
Right. And there's, of course, a lot of people grieving these days too with COVID. That's there's a lot of people. I mean, we just lost here. I didn't know him personally, but I felt like I did because I was so used to hearing his voice when he'd call into the morning show. A gentleman named Gary Tibbetts, who was a police officer in Manchester, and he had moved away to Florida, but he passed away from COVID-19.
Oh wow!
Down in Florida, and it's it really. Did you, Gonzo? Did you?
Yeah,
know?
I know it sucks, man.
You knew Gary?
Yeah, I mean, T was like my fave. I love Mr. Tibbetts, and Gary was his brother. And I kind of knew him as that, and then from the morning show, you got to know him a little bit better. I wasn't like homies,
right?
But man, it sucked, and it was the first time that and I hate to say this in a weird way, but I can finally say to people, hey, this thing is real, dude. Not saying, oh, good, it happened, but let's make some good out of it happening.
Right.
Not like it's obviously not good. It's awful. But
no, but
why waste it, man? Go and make a point out of it.
I know what you're saying, though. So now when some smart ass says to you, well, do you know anyone who's died from it? You can say, well, yeah, actually, I have.
Yeah, like a buddy, a true blue Manch guy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, yeah. So where can people get the song, Steve? Where should people go online to get it?
Well, I registered with CD Baby, and they put it onto all the music sites that there are, Spotify, etc. I also put it on YouTube, so it's free, to go there and get that.
Yeah.
That both songs that you're playing today are on there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And are you working on more in the short term, or?
Yes. Now there's momentum with it Larry, Larry and I have developed a good relationship.
Yeah.
And he's found some singers. Like the next song is Robbie Rosen. He was also a finalist in American Idol.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
his voice is like, you could give a terrible song, it's like, Twinkle, not the Twinkle Twinkles.
Right.
But, he'll make it sound great. So,
yeah.
Now there's an avenue, only, and the rule is only if it's something that moves the heart, right? I mean, you can, how old am I? Am I really, going to do pop music and that sort of thing? Maybe I am, but it's like, if I get the feeling when I play it, and it's good, and the lyrics are good, and Larry likes it, and a couple other people that I trust in my life, if they all like it, then we just move forward with it, and we figure out after where it goes. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
It takes care of itself, like this one. There was no plan with this. It just was a bunch of steps. It just happened to be.
Oh, yeah. Well, and who knows? Maybe you will end up writing some pop music. I mean, because your age doesn't matter as far as writing. I mean, these pop superstars, they most of that stuff is not, they didn't write it themselves. And if you continue to move forward with your career as a professional songwriter, as you're doing, who knows? It's not outside the realm of possibility. Someday you'll be writing something for Kesha or somebody,
Well, that'd be something.
It is possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say Taylor, but she writes her own things.
Taylor Swift, yeah, she writes her own stuff, and maybe Kesha does too. I don't know, but
I mean, she does have Jack Antonoff help her out on a couple songs.
Sure, yeah. Shri T in the Facebook live chat said this song was both heartfelt and hopeful to me. A message that resonates with so many. That angel quality came through. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. So tell us about this other track that we're going to play. You mentioned Who Sings It, Standing Before You is the name of the song. Anything else you want us to know about it?
That was also produced by Larry. He played the piano and bass. The first song, there was a lot of production. It was cinematic. This one was more just felt that it should be simple. Let the song and the voice and the instruments play for themselves. So the same thing, that it was just picked up the guitar. The melody just came out almost in full within 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then
Wow.
the lyrics, the same thing. It's almost like It Isn't Me. It's weird. That the lyrics just started coming out, and I'm like laughing. I'm texting my friend, and as the lyrics are coming, I'm like, look at this. It's like, I don't feel like I'm writing this. And I was writing it all down, and it came out almost in total, both melody and lyrics. Again, I don't know what that is, like your subconscious or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what it was about, and then it was I was busy with my family and, being a dad and working and everything and husband, that I didn't get back to it for a couple days, and I turned it on, and I'm like, this thing's complete. I didn't even realize it, and I didn't remember it either.
No kidding.
And so then the problem is that I'm not good enough to be able just to mimic something. So when I hear something I don't remember, it's like I have to learn how I played it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I sent it to the people that I sent it to, and they said the same thing. I sent it to Larry, and he's like, let's do it. He gave me the friend discount,
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, let's do it. And it's like, he's busy. And it's like, when he likes something, he drops it. And that night I had the piano down, and within like a couple days, the whole thing was done. And
Wow.
Robbie, he's like, oh, this guy Robbie, he's a great singer. He's soulful. I'm like, Larry, one thing, I don't want anybody old. He's like, you call me a dinosaur on this thing, So he's like, I know a good young guy that does it. And and so he sang it, and I'm very happy. And it almost feels like bookends. Like, I'm not sure what it's about exactly, but when I hear it, I hear, like kind of, just unconditional love, kind of like from somebody, something beyond, that you're either somebody or not.
Yeah.
I always hated the pretentiousness of an quote artist talking about their own stuff.
Yeah.
So I really hate that part. So your audience, I really don't know what it's about, but it just came out as it is. So take it for what it is.
Cool. We'll play this in a moment. And again, where should people go online? Because Stephen Whittemore Collins, that's your professional name, shall we say, as far as your music?
Yeah, when I did it on CD Baby, that's what I did, and I tried to put it so that the artists were in there, so people would know it wasn't me singing that.
Right, I noticed that. Yeah.
So there was like one website that did it. It just shows my name, and I'm trying to get them to change that because I don't want to take false credit for a job that. I mean, this is their hard, their work. They did that, and so. But yes, it's Stephen Whittemore Collins. You could put in the Robbie Rosen or Marissa Pontecorvo or Larry Edoff, and one of those combinations will probably find it. It's on Spotify and a lot of other music services. YouTube, for sure. I've definitely seen it there.
Oh, yeah. By the way, our friend in the Facebook live chat, Bobby Champagne, says it's funny. I do a little writing for my own pleasure, and that's how it happens for me. All at once or nothing at all, it's a flowing of expression for some.
Yeah, definitely. That's how it is for me, And sometimes it's good, and a lot of times it isn't, And I once heard somewhere, you hear stuff through life, and they're saying the difference between a good poet and a bad is the bad one publishes everything, So if you do like 1,000 songs and you just take the good ones, that's what you're remembered as, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. Well, we'll give this a listen. Steve, thank you so much, and you're welcome to stick around afterward.
Sure. I'll just listen if that's okay. Is
totally up to you.
Okay.
Should I leave your mic on in case you want to chime in on something?
Sure, that's
okay,
fine.
All right, cool.
Great, thank you. It was nice meeting you, and thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're going to stick around. Gonzo is here too, and
don't say goodbye yet. You still got to mix it up. We got some politics.
That's right. And I got to ask you about. Oh my God! And I have to ask you about your shirt.
Yes, you do.
Oh boy! All right, so this is "Standing Before You" by Stephen Whittemore Collins here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. Let's give this a listen.
When the night begins and you're standing there, if you call my name, I'll be on the wind, flying I'll be hard to see, but you know I'm there. Will you love me when the night comes? I'm standing before you, my love. Always you're my love. When the journey is done and you take that breath, I'll be there with you until the end. Now the time has come, face the setting sun, feel the rays come down upon the path. Will you love me when the night comes? I'm standing before you, my love. Always you're my love. You're my love. Open heaven's door, will you let me in? I'll be on my knees and not the same. When the water dries and your lips are stained, I will look at you, I am not ashamed. Will you love me when the night comes? I'm standing before you, my love. Always you're my love. You're my love. Oh.
Not at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey, it's Kyle from Off the Mark Sports. Do you have an interest in learning a new language? LanguageMingle.com is the easy and affordable way to learn. With online learning from expert instructors, LanguageMingle.com will have you speaking with confidence in no time. From Spanish to French and even Arabic, LanguageMingle.com is the best website to learn a new language and is locally based here in New Hampshire. Whether learning for business or pleasure, book your free trial today just to see how easy it is to learn a new language. LanguageMingle.com, the official sponsor of Off the Mark Sports.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-5555. 4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Steve Collins is here with us today. He is he'll probably be a little quiet, but feel free to chime in when you'd like.
Great, thanks.
You are at the news desk after all. It's a very important very important position. And we will now bring him in officially on the couch. Oh, yeah.
Maybe you can write a song for me.
I've already have. Would you like to hear?
Oh, my. Is this it now?
Oh, you already did it?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's good.
It's beautiful.
It's what geniuses do. They work real quick.
I believe you will dance again, Gonzo.
I don't know, man. I had my heart broken.
Did you?
Too many times.
Oh, that's terrible. Wow. Sorry to hear that.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm married. I got a thriving baby. Life is good. I'll be dancing out of here. I dance all the time.
Wow. No kidding.
It really is a true test of whether someone's happy. If they're singing and dancing, they're probably not so, or they could be manic. Yeah.
Right. Anything is possible. All right. Tell us about your shirt. I do have the camera on you.
You got it? Okay. Well, it's my boy Hoppy. He got the cover of Playgirl.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's amazing.
Hot, young, and hung. It says.
Okay. Let's be careful with that. But
yeah. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
very, very nice.
Yeah. I just like to antagonize the guy a little bit once
Right.
in a while. He's being real weird about District 13, Weird 13. Weird 13, I like that.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Weird 13.
His television program.
Yeah, I got some political guests on this week again. Just message me and I'll try to get back to you. My arm hurts, though.
Is that what he said?
No, he's just being vague. And
right.
Like, dude, I don't want to do the show if you don't want me on the show. I don't care. Like
Oh, so you weren't on his show today?
I haven't been on his show in weeks.
Oh.
And he comes up with a new excuse every single time.
Wow.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're just going to focus on the baseball aspect of it today. And with the COVID and the season potentially being shortened, I'm going to have a political guest instead. We have Roth there coming on instead. Yeah. Some of my political friends are taking over the show today.
I told you he does impressions. You're probably not familiar with John Hopwood, although he is quite famous, but that's his John Hopwood impression. It's very good.
I'm sure he knows who John Hopwood
Everyone knows who John Hopwood is. Now, why does he not? I mean, you would think he would want you on his show all the time because Gonzo equals ratings.
I know, right?
Yes. Well, that is quite the shirt. I need to... But before you leave today, you all right?
No, you made me laugh.
Oh, before you leave today, I will need to take a picture of that and put it on the Matt Connarton Unleashed page.
For sure.
That is.
I'm going to keep them coming too. I think I'm just going to wear a John Hopwood shirt every single day for the rest of my life.
Now, does he?
Gray. I'll have to kill myself.
Has he seen it? Has he seen
the
shirt?
No, he'll probably see it. I don't know. Maybe if he pays his cable bill, he'll get tuned into channel 97 and check it out.
Right, yes.
Just kidding, Hoppy. I love him, though.
We all love John Hopwood.
I wouldn't put my time into something if I didn't love him.
Right, exactly. No, and in such detail.
I don't know. And again, it's my fault because I don't have his number or anything.
Oh, really?
But he knows how to get at me on Facebook. If he wanted to get a hold of me, it's not hard to get a hold of me.
Right.
Considering I sent him like 10 messages. I don't want to leave him hanging. So we did like 5 shows in a row together.
Yeah.
And one time...
I thought you were his new permanent co-host.
I don't know what's up, but maybe he's getting pushback from his, his base.
Well, you're a controversial figure.
His base might not like the new twist.
Right.
But so I didn't want to... one week... we didn't like confirm it, so I was not coming in, and then by the time I was late by the time I got wind of it, and he was pissed. He chewed me out on the air and everything.
Did he really?
Oh yeah. It's like, you can't be late. This isn't radio. Sorry, it's television. My bad.
Right.
My bad. Just roll the intro again, Brandon. We'll be fine. But yeah. So I didn't want to be, So I always check in, like, what's going on. But lately, he's been a little nervous about, going into the studio lately. He doesn't stop him from coming in here, but he's a big shot with political friends, and apparently they took over the show today.
Oh, you messaged me the picture.
Well, that was the original digital one I did. That's where.
Oh, okay.
That was so. What I did is I made that, and then I printed it on a T-shirt transfer thing.
Yeah.
And then from there, I worked on it over that. So once it was transferred and glued on permanently, then I grabbed fabric markers and kind of just messed around with it.
So what I want to do, actually, for people who are online but can't see it up close, I want to.
Well, I got a color one too.
I want to share it out. Are you able to post it directly to my page from your phone?
You can't do that on the Facebook chat room. You can't put pictures, or at least I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, but can you share it to the page? Are you able to share it to the page from your phone?
I don't know. I just sent it to you though.
Or
I sent you the new one.
Or even can you share it to my personal page?
Yeah, you got it right there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in live time here.
Because I can share it from there.
Yeah.
To I can share it from there to the Unleashed page.
Yeah.
No, you sent it to me in Messenger, right? But
yes.
But can you share it directly to my page, or will it not let you do that?
I can do that.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure, because it's so good.
But
and I want Chris James to see it.
And excuse me because I forgot your name.
Steve.
Steve. All right, yeah. So what do you and feel free, we have no agenda here on the show except to get myself in personal trouble, which I do a lot, and to talk crap about, people, and get our hair done and gossip. We do that. I could say anything right now, and the dump button won't be hit. Matt can't text and talk at the same time. It's great.
Gonzo, before you ask what you're going to ask Steve, I don't want to miss this. There's we got a message on the text line. Someone said, "Standing Before You could be great for Yellowstone TV series on Paramount with Western themes, live survival."
Okay.
Best of. I don't quite know what all of that means, but
that definitely had a cinematic feeling to it.
That's
too.
What they're saying. I think. Yeah.
It really was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, great! Thank you. Thank you for
honestly
both songs. Very cinematic. But yeah, go ahead, Gonzo. You were.
Well, how'd you guys get in touch with each other? That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, a mutual friend.
Cool.
A mutual friend connected us. Yeah.
Yep.
So seems like you don't really do this that often. You're kind of like, a little nervous.
This was
so a little nervous, but on the political side, like I was telling Matt, I'm actually not super knowledgeable on the topic, so I just wanted to hang around and laugh, listen to you guys, on that.
As far as the music and the arts are concerned, own it, because a lot of people. What I've learned is when I go into something shy, it doesn't help as much as if I'm almost. You don't want to be a like overly confident. Like you don't want to come off wrong, especially with visual arts and stuff when I'm presenting and trying to sell stuff. But confidence is huge because no one's gonna buy into you if you don't buy into you. You know what I mean? Like I get it, and you get that persona down perfect. The shy songwriter, perfect. You know what I mean? And yeah, I would say if it's great though, man.
I can't tell, like, when I do something, I really can't tell if it's good or not. I rely on other people to tell me.
So interesting to me because, like, you said you didn't really listen to music, and it's like,
yeah,
but you write music.
I know, it's weird. I know.
How do you know what note goes where then?
I know.
Does that all feel?
It's all feeling, yeah. I took some guitar lessons, which helped. And,
that's even cooler then.
But yeah, like I haven't listened to the radio, and I don't know how long for in the car driving or anything. It's weird,
yeah.
but I don't want to be sound pretentious. I mean, if the audience hates it, it sounds pretty funny, like, oh, the guy thinks he can write. But I honestly can't tell. Like I It just happens.
But what's weird about it is it doesn't sound like you just started. It sounds like you're at a 9 out of 10 already. So how are you, when you don't listen to the radio in the car and you don't really know scores and, I'm sure you have a template of how to write a song and all that, but like, it's crazy to hear it. And it sounds like you've been doing it for, 20, 30 years. And I'm not just, deriding you right here. I'm like, I'm perplexed because it's like, how can you be polished and not know what you're doing?
I know this is going to sound silly, but, when the Beatles, the anthology came out, I listened to the CDs and, they have a lot of back talk and the mics and stuff and see it here. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's how that goes. And, and then the rest is just feeling. And of course, having people that are professional, it's like I could never bring that out like that. They brought out their heart and they put their piece into it.
Oh, yeah. You know what it's like, Matt? It's like in The Simpsons when the guy comes as Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
The white guy, he's like, I'm Michael Jackson.
Right.
It's like you got reincarnated as Phil Collins or something.
Right.
It's like I'm just going to step into this role now.
Yeah. But you're right. I am shy on it because it's not, like I said, I didn't even play for my
I bet you
wife.
hear this a lot, though. When you come in raw with the professionals, they almost prefer it than to unteach you bad habits. They can kind of mold you the way they want.
It could be. Larry's been great on teaching me different things.
Because you don't have to unlearn things. Like a lot of sales jobs, the salespeople will look for people who've never done sales in their life because they don't want to have to unteach you what the other sales manager taught you already.
Yeah.
Bad habits, because you can get stubborn. If they're like, well, try the D flat. You're like, no, it's a C minor.
That's a really good point. That actually did come out. That for me, I look at it, the 15-second test. Like, you don't need to know anything about music. Did you want to shut it off after 15 seconds? Then throw the song out.
As a visual artist, that's called the thumbnail test.
Oh, okay.
So you can take a step back, and if you take 15 of my paintings and you put them all in tiny thumbnails, are you going to change to the next website right away, or are you interested? Because that.
Oh, wow.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, that is. It's the same thing. I never heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it really is crazy, like the attention span and everything. Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people will just change it right away if it doesn't get you.
Yeah.
That's why they say, like, stand-up comedy, a comedy special, they'll start out with a banger right away.
Yeah.
And then they'll end with a banger, and then they'll get you, because people will literally hit the Netflix exit button on to the next,
Yeah.
That's the kind of world we live in.
Oh, interesting.
No one's like, I think I'll hear him out.
I know. I mean, I hate that myself, but that's why I'm scared. Like, if I can't tell what's good and not, luckily I have those people around me that have good taste. Like, I can't tell why one color, you're an artist, right? I can't tell you why two colors don't go together. Like, pink and orange. I don't know if those go together or not. I don't understand that. I don't know why that doesn't appeal. So I rely on others to tell me, they understand it and I don't.
Yeah.
Well, in my bio on my website, I literally wrote F the color wheel. I hate the color wheel. So I think pink and orange look great together.
Oh, all right.
But there are rules that people are following. Like, they will literally follow the color wheel by a T.
So what is the color wheel
the
exactly?
The color wheel is like a pie graph. And, you'll have blue, you'll have your primaries, and then you'll have your secondaries. But then across from blue is like, I don't even know, but that's what matches up with blue. So magenta has to be matched up. And there's a couple like that really don't make sense, but I guess the rule of thumb is don't mess with the color wheel. But, color blocking and color clashing, that's what I like to do anyway. I like to
Yeah.
Who wants to conform?
Right, exactly. I mean, it seems like the whole point of art is to not conform. Not the
you
whole
would
point,
think that.
but
You would think. I mean. Well, the whole point of art is to to launder money.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Oh, that's the big time. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you're buying like a $3 million painting.
Okay.
You're basically just laundering money.
Oh, I gotcha.
You have your celebrity artists that could just take a poop on a canvas and sell it for X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they wrote because they're celebrities. And then you have your middle grounds, and then you have your people who die trying to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Van Gogh died trying to make it. Did you know that? He died. Nobody knew who Van Gogh was. He gave all his stuff to his brother, and his brother ended up donating it to a church, and the church gave it to someone else. And then, like 75 years later, Van Gogh's like Starry Night and all that.
Yeah,
that was just in a church basement for 50 years. He died a failure. He thought,
no kidding.
He thought he was crap.
He thought he cut off his ear for nothing.
Well, no, he was nuts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he died not making it. Like, if he had
Wow.
any clue what his name is right now and what.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, but when he died, he's like, "Well, I tried."
I'll be damned.
Take
See,
my painting, stupid brother who hates me. Like, they didn't even get along that well. But like,
I didn't know that.
his brother believed in him. His brother gave him the money to keep. I mean, he would go out in the field and just draw on his own, like.
Yeah.
Just because he needed to draw. You know, I have those feelings too. Where you have to, like, you must too. You like something is not right now. I have to get something out of me, and if I don't draw, it's just gonna come out of me anyway.
Yeah.
Somehow, like, you know, you'll find yourself, you know, peeling back the paint on a wall and making a picture.
So what?
Like,
So what happened? How did Van Gogh eventually, like, how did his work become so famous?
oh yeah. Well, he said on his dying time, like, gave all his work to his brother.
Yeah.
And his brother was like, "Oh, I mean, I don't really know what to do with it. I'll donate to this church."
Yeah.
And then the church, from there, it became, someone found it, and the right person got their hands on it.
Huh.
You know, yeah.
I'll be damned.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, the morning show with Peter White is in the Facebook live chat and says Gonzo is going to die not making it.
Thanks, Peter.
Well, it'd be just like Van Gogh.
Yeah, I
There you
want to
go.
be, you know,
I didn't know
You know
how
what's
harsh
funny?
the show was.
Oh, that's in the chat room. Somebody saying that.
you know what's funny is, and I swear to God, so my aunt was an artist as well, and she passed away, but on her website, it says she's a distant relative to Van Gogh. So if that's my brother's sister, if that's my dad's sister, then obviously I am as well. So I am related to Van Gogh. So
Wow, I'll be damned.
go figure, huh?
You don't have any urges to cut your ear off, do you?
Not really.
Good.
I mean, one of them's way too big. Like, I do
After
have
that
uneven
song,
ear.
I think he did.
Oh my. Oh no.
No, that would be my balls.
I,
Oh, you can't say.
I'm actually going to dump that. It'll be in the
It's
podcast.
too late. You
but
missed it. Yesterday,
Nah.
you missed it too. You were like
Nah.
3 seconds behind the dump
Got
button.
plenty of time. Yeah.
But yeah, I know it's not.
It's the cutting off of that I think might be problematic, but that's
Well,
it'll be in the
it was a
podcast.
sentimental show and song, you know. But as far as not making it, as far as dying and not making it, I guess let's define making it, Peter. Have you made it? Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we're doing?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. He's doing what he loves, and we're all doing what we love.
Yes, yes.
And I'll be on there tomorrow morning, by the way.
You'll be on the morning show. Last Thursday, I made sure to tune in to hear Peter confronting you on some things.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was talking, saying that I was trying to defecate Carol's image or reputation.
I don't think he said you were trying to defecate Carol's image.
Decimate.
No.
All right, wordsmith. What is it?
Defame, maybe?
Yes,
or
yes.
desecrate?
Desecrate.
Yeah,
yes.
defecate's very different.
Right, I wasn't trying to do that either.
Good.
All right, go ahead, hit the button again.
No, that's fine.
No.
I just
No. Well, what he did, he thought it'd be a nice bit to record a couple things and take them out of context. But
Right.
Carol's too smart to know that.
right.
She wasn't born yesterday.
But I got the impression, so I tuned into part of the morning show this morning. I wasn't up early enough to catch the whole thing, but is this like a daily thing now where in the chat room Carol has to do battle with people?
I don't know.
That was my impression just from what they were.
Well, you know how it
talking.
is. You know, there's always like a powder keg. You know, people just don't have the fortitude to say what they want to say, because say it. Like Carol will be fine.
Yeah.
And she'll actually comment back to everybody that comments. Like, she'll if anybody in the city asks her a question, like, and she's busy, she's kind of a big deal.
Yes.
She'll personally message you back. You know.
Right.
I think she will.
Yeah.
But I think a couple people started doing it first, and then you know how it goes. Like you get more confidence in numbers. You know, there's power in numbers.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So if you're sitting there on your hands, just you know, I'd say something, but you know, I'm hungry,
right?
Or like today is this, you know, this doesn't feel right. This, you know,
Yeah.
But then when like you know a few people say it, then everyone's like, oh, well, okay, let's just pile on, which perfect. I mean, no bad press, right? I mean, if you're
some people have tested the limits of that theory, but yeah.
Well, the great Ace Frehley once said he liked his haters as much as his lovers, right?
No, that was Paul Stanley.
Do you know who Kiss is, I hope?
Yes, I know who Kiss is.
my favorite band. No, Paul Stanley once said you should be as, actually I think he said it more than once, you should be as proud of who hates you as you are of who loves you.
And you should.
Yes.
Because if people have the time to hate you,
Mm-hmm.
then they're thinking about you.
That's right.
I mean,
that's right.
We talked about Roger Stone before. Wasn't that his motto?
Oh, yeah. Roger Stone, absolutely. He's got a lot of people who hate him. But he's very famous, and his sentence has been commuted by the president.
there's a lot of people that hate me, too.
Yeah, you have people who hate you, right?
Yeah, I hate it. But
Yeah.
I thank you. I thank you all.
But do they really hate you, or do they hate to love you? Or do they love to hate you? Because they're not all the same thing.
They love to hate me, but it's funny because I used to hate this guy on this radio station I listened to, sports radio, back in like 90s. And I hated him.
Yeah.
But God, did I miss having him to hate when he was gone.
Well, that's what happens.
It's like, oh
yeah.
man, like,
yeah.
I miss that guy. Like,
Yep.
I'd do anything for him back. Cause like,
Right. That's what happens.
so if you,
Yeah.
you know, you hate somebody so much and you like, and you really probably do mean like, God, would this guy just go away?
Yeah.
But then he's gone. And you're like, oh man, now what?
Yeah. I mean, it's, like when Howard Stern was first getting really big, people would listen to him who, they said they hated him, but I got to listen to him to hear what he says next that I can hate, because they don't, it's not real hate. It's they hate to love him, or they love to hate him, but they don't simply hate him.
There's like in art, the number one rule in art is you want to evoke emotion. Like if you can paint something, whether they makes them feel in a bad, it puts them in a bad mood or a bad place, or it lifts their day. Maybe it makes them laugh. Maybe they're just pissed and offended. It's better than them turning the page.
Right.
So I would call, even like on a lower scale, local level, when you come on, the radio, you start to get used to it. I mean, there's some, there's eye contact between the host. There's a whole dynamic to it. That is an art form as well. I mean, it's not, it sounds like pretentious, but it is a fact. Art isn't just taking a pen and writing something down.
Right.
Art is everything, really. The way you walk your dog, the way you bowl, your approach to a bowling, that's an art form. Like there's the way you put, the way you cook, there's a million things that you do in life that are art form. The way you wash your car, a certain technique, that's all art forms. So, yeah, that's what it is. That's the approach I try to take. I try to evoke emotion.
Right, because
And,
the one
I
thing,
do.
the one thing that you don't want is indifference.
Right.
Yeah.
And to have your highs, you got to have your lows. So, like, to go through a few weeks of, people like mad at me over certain comments that I make.
When has that ever happened?
When you have, a couple. When you go a couple of weeks, you're not selling anything, and you start to get down on yourself, and then all of a sudden it just clicks in, and you make something beautiful, and like you sell it for a high amount of money.
Yeah.
And you're able to, put that in the bank and stuff, and like that's a high that you wouldn't feel had you not gone through the low.
Yeah.
Have you not put in? You might not make it if you didn't have to make it. Like if you don't have to perform, maybe you won't perform as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe the Red Sox don't win the World Series if they're not down 3-0. Maybe if they're up 2-1, maybe they take a whole different approach in game 4, and then you don't win it all. You know, so who knows? You know, like you said, one little misstep differently, and things can just change the whole outcome. Of life.
Yeah. Well, I always say too, in terms of doing a political talk show, I always say I'd rather be loved than hated, but I'd rather be hated than ignored.
Hell yeah.
The one thing I don't want is indifference. So
you don't want someone being like, "Who's Matt Connarton?"
Right, exactly.
That's like
the
nightmare of any radio.
That would be the ultimate insult, really.
Right. Like,
what do you mean? Who's Matt Connarton?
Who's that annoying long-haired guy on the morning show? Peter White.
I was on the cover of Playgirl before Hopwood was.
Hell yeah, you were.
Yeah.
I took your cover and photoshopped his head on.
I know you did, and I didn't want to say anything, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure that everybody knows who Peter White is, though.
Yes.
Except the hippo.
Oh, because he's never been on the cover?
Yeah.
He has been in the hippo.
How awesome would it be if you got the cover of the hippo?
Oh, that'd be very awesome.
Let's go mix it up a little bit. I went to the hippo, Peter. I talked to him about getting Matt on the cover.
That reminds me, though, and I did see him in the Facebook earlier. Eric Gagnon will not be here Friday, as it turns out, to do his entertainment report. He's having some health problems. He's apparently staying the night at Elliott Hospital, so he's not feeling well. So thoughts and prayers for Easy G, our hero. I'm sure he'll be back soon. But
Eric, I'll do it for you.
You'll do the entertainment report?
I'll do it for him.
Will you do it as Easy G?
I just got to get my hand on that binder.
Oh, that's right. He's got the big blue binder.
Yeah, I don't want him to miss his contract obligations,
Right.
But yeah, I'll do it. I'll come in as Easy G, and I'll do it as Easy G.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'll be a big relief for him.
I've been meaning to shave this beard anyway.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. He is clean shaven.
Oh yeah.
And he pulls out that little comb that he has,
and who needs sleeves?
Right. Well, you don't have his body. That's the only thing. You don't, maybe, can you score some anabolic steroids between now and then?
No, but I could grow some boobs.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Sure. All right.
No, I would never do that. You know what? I'd never do that. There's only one Easy G.
There is only one Easy G.
We love you, Eric. And,
yes.
I'm fairly confident you're listening. And if you're not, check out the replay. But I want to tell you, get better.
Yes.
And, try the sherbet.
Oh, is the sherbet good at the Elliott Hospital?
Yeah, they got
no
good
kidding.
sherbet.
Good sherbet, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, very good. Very good. Let's say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. A lot of folks in there. Brian Mackey, of course, from the No More Excuses podcast. And, of course, I'm wearing my lovely hat. All the way from Idaho is listening. Hello. Bobby Champagne, of course, joins us. Rhonda Favero says greetings. Wayne Noel, all the way from Michigan, who is a top fan, by the way, as is Brian Mackey. Wayne says good afternoon. Bill Boyle's also listening. Hi, Bill. Shane Tebow in the Facebook live chat. Shri T, we mentioned, who came to us via Steve. Easy G, yes, he says waiting for a hospital bed. All right, Eric.
They had to clip my toenails and they had to keep me overnight. I tried to go to urgent care, but they whisked me away to the Elliott so they could take care of my toenails.
Right. Yes.
I went to Chill Spa for a pedicure, and they said I had to go to the Elliott.
Jenny says, love you, Easy, rest well. I should just tell Steve, because this is his first time here, all the ball breaking that is done on the show is done with great love and affection. So,
well, I love it. I always enjoy being around it.
Good.
I thought his joke that got bleeped was funny.
That was funny, yes.
Yeah, on the way here, I thought I was tuned into our 95.7.
Oh,
because that is a nice, fit. I know you don't listen to the radio, but
95.
There's this lady,
AM?
Delilah.
Oh, Delilah, yes. Are you familiar with Delilah?
Yes, I am. I'm not totally in a cave.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He listens to Delilah's Dilemma every night.
Oh boy.
Do you ever sing at all? Or you just
No.
hate your voice so you won't do it? Or
Yeah, like I'm not a accomplished singer.
a lot of songwriters will cut it with their own voice to shop it around, though.
Yeah.
Right? Is that true?
Yeah,
Do you
from what
ever
I
have to
understand.
do it? Like
No.
at one point, you never really do it. You just kind of hand the words and the score to people. and-
Yeah, I have no interest in any of it. Like, I'm not particularly proficient. I'm not interested in that. I just, write feelings.
And
It
you
just-
play. You play the piano.
A little bit. I taught myself a little.
Isn't that fun? I
Yeah.
like-
Do
I
you
like-
play the piano?
I'm not good, but I love to. I have a nice, I have a nice Yamaha like
I didn't know this.
keyboard, and
Oh.
yeah, I go on GarageBand and I mess around.
Oh, do you have anything recorded?
Oh yeah, I have funny songs. It's not really like beautiful songs.
But funny, like we could play on the air?
Oh
Or-
yeah.
Oh, really?
definitely. I'll send you a couple. It's
You've been
funny.
holding out, dude.
dude. It's so
Oh.
much fun. Do you ever mess around on GarageBand?
Yeah, of course.
It's so fun, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
I didn't know you had recorded things.
I mean, I'll stay up for like hours and hours, and my wife will be like, "Oh
Really?
my God, what are you doing? You're supposed to be like doing." I thought you were painting. Like I thought there was a point for you being awake right now. I'm
Right.
like, no, I'm just cutting tracks.
I'll
And
be-
like once in a
be
while,
down.
I'll try to make a love song or something. And
Really?
It just
Yeah.
comes out so ridiculous, and
Oh.
I'll put it to an auto tune. It's kind of funny though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you at least play it for her when you make a
She
love
doesn't.
song?
When I leave to come here today, like I put the radio on. I put her on channel 97,
Yeah.
and when I get home, both will be off.
Oh, really?
Like she just doesn't care. I mean,
Really?
yeah. And
No.
it's a lot of. It does suck, kind of, but in a way, it's kind of cool because it's my thing. It's my side thing that I do.
Right. Right.
Like, but she just thinks I'm stupid, and she just thinks I'm like, she doesn't like to look at people hate on me. That like
Oh.
if people are mean to me in the comments, she'll get like mad at them. And,
Oh, really?
yeah, like she's pretty emotional about that stuff. Like,
Oh, that's cool though that she's defensive
oh,
of
she's
you.
got my back. She's my
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah,
We definitely we're in a ride or die situation. We love each other. We're good like that. But
Yeah.
she's just like, you're just, why do you got to make those stupid jokes? Like she's like, and like my brother can't even listen to me at all because
Really?
I give him so much anxiety
Really?
that he's just like he'll just wait for a call. Be like, you know what your brother said today? He's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, he gets so anxious. Like,
Really?
yeah, he just can't because he's so like he was like that when I played sports too. He would always be just like
Older brother?
younger brother.
Younger brother?
Yeah, he was just so him and my dad. They would just be so anxious. Where like I'm out there playing, like I'm
Yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
and they're just like, I don't know if you ever watched the Olympics, but like those parents to the gymnast, they would the Allie Reisman, I think her name.
Oh,
They
know.
would just be like this. They
Yeah.
just like couldn't even look like.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's like painful for like my brother to listen to me in the first
No
place.
kidding.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh God, I don't want to go through the emotions of getting mad at somebody.
Yeah.
Like, there was a certain like, Uber driver that I got into it once, and he said some things about my dad, and my brother was
Oh,
just like
yes.
so upset.
And that was all real. That was legit.
oh yeah, he's a
Uber
dick.
Lou?
He's a complete yeah.
I've never met Louis
He's a
Applebaum.
hothead. I mean, he we're cool now, but
Yeah.
you never know. I mean, the
Well,
wind
you-
could blow
you-
to the
you-
left in an hour, and it
still
could
your-
be different.
You sure it's still cool? He just called him a dick.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he knows he is, but I mean, he was that day.
That was all real, that whole thing.
yeah.
None of that was shtick.
No shtick. And Peter's just
Wow.
like, yes, this is good.
Well, yeah, of course.
yeah,
We-
you
we-
want that
We
stuff.
we love that kind of
That is
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
mean, that is good. That's like
Yeah.
someone handing me like $100 set of markers and be like, make something with it.
Right,
oh,
right,
wow,
yeah.
these are nice.
Wow.
Does your
Wow.
brother like your paintings?
Oh, my brother?
Yeah.
He calls me hit or miss.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He likes the good ones.
Okay.
But the good ones, the good ones that I think are good and he might think are good, I swear to God, the people buy the ones that I am 1 second from throwing in the garbage. I literally, like if I'm at an art show, I'll just be like, I don't even want to look at this. I'll just put it to the side, and I'll put up front the ones I think are great.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that one over there? How much for that? And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Interesting.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
My throwaways, I call it like I sold another throwaway because like I know it's okay. I know the time I put into it, so I'll show it. I mean, I'll put anything out there I do out there, and I've grown to that to realize if you're an artist, you got to kind of own it. You got to put your stuff out there.
Yeah.
But the ones that the top shelf front of the glass case, those aren't. Of course they're received well sometimes, but it's just funny how the ones that I hate are the ones that actually sell for money.
Yeah.
Or like people on Facebook will, or Twitter or something, it'll get like 700 likes versus like the one I liked was like 40 likes.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, okay. That's weird. Maybe I should use the color wheel again.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, hello to Abigail Gem in the Facebook live chat. Looks like Bobby Champagne had a little bit of drama with his mom. Something bad had happened.
I saw that. That sucks.
She was saying Abigail Gem is glad that she's all right. Robert Dion is in the Facebook live chat. Of course, host of Through the Stage Door and the new entertainment reporter on the morning show.
He's my new singing partner.
Really? You're gonna?
Did you catch the show last Thursday?
Yeah.
It was like a barbershop quartet.
Oh, yeah.
It was
with all the TV
God.
themes.
I left here and I was like, oh, Peter, that was fun.
Yeah.
Someone called in and was like, Peter, it's nice to see you enjoy your own show for once.
Somebody said that?
Someone
really?
called in. Said, I haven't seen you actually enjoy yourself.
That's kind of an odd thing to say.
Because, when you're singing and you in the headphones, you sound so good, too.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, we're really good, guys, huh? We're like the Eagles.
Right.
And then, you go back home and you put her on and people like, really never do that again. Peter's like, I don't know if we're going to sing this week. We'll just let Rob sing. I'm like, no. We're singing.
It's just so interesting, though, that someone made that comment to Peter. Who was it? Do you know who said that? It was a caller who said that?
I think it was, I don't want to say for sure, but I think it was a caller who calls in for the weekly die-on.
Oh, okay.
Regular caller. But it was funny, though. It was funny.
Yeah, no, that is funny.
Peter's like, wow, okay, that's a different look at it.
Yeah.
Because he was just like laughing and he wasn't worried about the soundboard. Like, he's got a lot going on,
Right.
He's always like, he's got to have that fart button ready.
Yeah.
He's got to have like, he uses the sound effects very often and he's great at it.
Oh, he is. He's so quick.
He is.
I
really
wish I was as quick as he is with that
I wish
stuff.
I could say he wasn't, but he is really good. But to do that, you got to just be constant.
Yeah.
Like a DJ. Like you can't just take a step
Yeah,
back.
this is harder. This is definitely harder than it looks.
But when you're singing, you're just kind of enjoying yourself and letting back. It's laughing when you know that laugh, like that laugh that makes your face hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was a good moment. So.
Yeah. No, that is cool. Let's see. Yeah, Bobby Champagne is saying, his mom is 81. I will eventually move in, but for now she will not allow it.
Well, Bobby, I wish you the best.
Yeah.
I have a thing where like I don't say prayers and wishes and all that because I'm not going to pray, but I will give good positive vibes.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So that, and then also it's another thing where, man, life happens so quick. Life is just random.
Mm-hmm.
Life is so random.
It is.
Wow, is it random? So.
Or is it?
It is, man. It really is.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, look, there's an end game maybe pre-written for some people.
Yeah.
This might be a final destination or something, but
like the movie.
Possibly. But a lot of that is manifested in people too. Like if people just, so there's a lot of people, they'll ruin their relationship.
Yeah.
They'll just do it.
Yeah.
They'll just sabotage themselves. Like there's a lot of people that are just destined to So they'll kind of bring it upon themselves. But I think that, I love the randomness of life.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, I can go, especially when you hang out with Gorman,
Yeah.
You make plans to hang out with Gorman. You could be going to get a grilled cheese at Baked, and 3 hours later, you could be in Rhode Island at a rave. You just do not know what you're
Really?
Oh, yeah. Gorman is the king of random. And,
Wow.
And I love that about it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you could just, anything can happen.
Wow.
Yeah. And I love that about life, too, because
See, that would scare me.
by 9 o'clock tonight, your whole life could be different.
Oh, I kind of hope not. That sounds frightening.
But it is true, though.
No, I suppose it is. Yikes. Mike Pelopita is in the Facebook live chat. I can't remember if I mentioned him yet. He's a top fan. And, of course, from Queen City Cabinetry, your favorite commercial spot that airs here on WMNH.
At the historic Sunbeam Mall.
Does he actually say that in the ad?
Oh, he does, yeah.
The Sunbeam? Okay. Yeah.
The historic Sunbeam Mall.
Oh, okay.
Which is, been around a while.
Yeah, it's historic, right?
I mean, we're all historic.
I like the ad. I think Peter did a great job.
I think he did it again. He says he didn't do a second take.
Yeah?
It just sounds, I don't know, it sounds like there's a little more gusto in this one. This one's good. The first one,
I don't think he changed it.
he did.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
He gets pissed
I like
too.
the ad. His voice is great for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it sure is.
Queen City Cabinetry.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, that was my first time hearing you do a Peter White impression.
Queen City Cabinetry. Yeah, that's my Peter White impression.
Historic Sunbeam Mall.
I wish I was good at impressions. You know how much fun I would have with that, doing a show like this if I was good at impressions? Like if I could do like a Joe Biden impression or a Trump impression.
Oh, you don't have to do anything. You just get to go.
He doesn't sniff for that long, though. That was a long sniff.
Well, no, his sniffs are under control. They taught him how to breathe in with his mouth now. Like,
Yeah.
You could still get the same feeling, Joe, if you just...
Oh, I thought you were talking about Trump.
No, I'm talking about...
I thought you were doing the Trump sniff.
No, I'm talking about...
Does Joe sniff?
Joe Biden smells hair. Everyone knows that.
Oh!
So
I thought you meant that thing Trump does, the Adderall sniff.
No. It's different. That's a different sniff.
Yeah. That is a different sniff.
Both are bad.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Joe's advisors telling him that you can still get that herbal essence smell from the hair.
Right.
If you just breathe in with a proper technique. They probably have smell coaches that follow him around like, I saw you use your nose again that time.
Yeah.
We're going to put you back in the basement for another month if you keep that up. We're going to let Camilla do the talking from now on.
But in the COVID era, he doesn't get to just indiscriminately smell people's hair.
Wow, that's a great idea. Put the mask on. Perfect. Like, just when you think he's not going to win, this comes out. He puts the mask on. Nobody knows what he's doing.
Right.
Because he's smelling, dude. Don't tell me that an alcoholic or a cocaine addict or something that's around their vice isn't peeking over to the left. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You're telling me that he's not smelling Biden?
But,
when he walks by somebody, he's not taking a whiff?
Right, yeah.
I mean, an addict's an addict.
Right.
He's going to cut that out, though. I can't. Wonder if he's ever smelled his running mate.
Well, I assume that was part of the vetting process.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, you know what he'd say if he was
here.
She'll do. You know what he would say if he was here? He'd say, "Come on, man."
Come on, man.
That's what he always says, which I actually like about him. I like when he says that.
I mean...
Makes him relatable.
I like him because...
he has a likable personality.
He does, and I've heard him on a few interviews, extended interviews. I mean, he's shady, though. Everyone's shady.
Well, of course he is.
It sucks that nobody's out there that isn't shady.
You don't rise to that level in the political world.
Know what they're going to do. You know, all the investigators, they're digging into, what is it? I don't want to say her name wrong. So what is her name?
Kamala Harris?
Kamala. Oh, I said Camilla. So it's Kamala Harris.
Kamala, yeah.
You know what they're trying to do now. They're trying to dig into everything.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't answer that part. And if she wasn't in the limelight already, oh, my God, you're in it now, honey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because if she peed her pants in third grade, it'll come out. You know?
I peed my pants in third grade, and that is true.
Well, then you're Miles Davis.
I did it during the what? I'm Miles Davis.
If peeing your pants is cool, then consider me Miles Davis.
Oh, yes, yeah. No, it wasn't
Billy
cool.
Madison.
It wasn't cool that day.
Everybody pees their pants.
It was during the Pledge of Allegiance.
Wow.
True story.
Tell me about it real quick.
That's about all there is. I peed my pants during the Pledge of Allegiance. I had to go and
You had to go.
couldn't hold it,
You had to
apparently.
pee. And
And I had wet pants for the rest of the day.
now, were they corduroys or were they like?
They were. That's what we were required to wear because it was at St. John's Regional in Concord.
Because that can mess with the corduroy. You know that sound you make, the corduroy walk.
I don't remember the sound. I just remember being really embarrassed that I peed myself.
Well, if you have fat inner thighs, the corduroys will rub together.
I
like
I didn't have fat anything. I was thin as a rail.
kind of like a what's that bug? Like a grasshopper makes that sound.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, no, I didn't make any sound. I just, it just was awful. It was a bad day. It was a bad day.
Oh, really? Some more things happen?
No,
Or is that just the?
interestingly enough, I really didn't need anything else bad to happen for it to be a bad day. No, just that one thing was enough to ruin the day, believe it or not. Yeah.
That wasn't when you're
Just, walking around with pants soaked with urine for the rest of the day. That in and of itself actually made it quite bad. Yeah.
And then your stepmother demanded you call her mom, right? Was that the same day?
That was a different day.
I love that.
Had that happened that day, I know. I don't think that request would have occurred on that day.
I was late for work that day. That was when I was working at the furniture store, and I couldn't leave because I had to hear that story.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. And, like, what a transparent story to tell out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, I don't even remember how it came up, but for those who haven't heard it, and Steve, you haven't heard it. So there was an incident. My parents split up when I was very young. I think I was like 6 years old. Both my parents remarried when I was also very young, in a relatively short period of time. So there was a conversation that was had where my dad and my stepmother sat down with me. My stepmother actually didn't say a word the whole time, but my dad didn't tell me I had to. But the way it was put to me, it was like, we'd really appreciate it if you would try to call Debbie, that was my stepmother's name, if you would try to, call her mom. And when I was a kid, I learned a skill that I actually still use today even, where I just basically didn't say much of anything, sort of almost like a yeah, sure, whatever, but without actually verbalizing it because he wasn't telling me I had to do it. It was just, we would really appreciate it if you would try. And even though I was just a little kid, I mean, I don't think I was even 10 years old yet. I knew, and I was precocious and mature for my age. I knew that this was not okay.
sounds like third grade.
No, well, maybe. I'm not good at math, but it definitely wasn't the same day. No one wanted to be my mom that day. Trust me. But I remember even then as a kid just thinking this is like really inappropriate. Like if I'm going to call her mom, that's something that should happen organically. That's not something anyone should be asking me to do. And so I never did it.
Or if you need money.
No, even then.
No, I know. Good for you. That was a test.
Well, the thing is, my actual mother was still a part of my life. My dad had primary custody of me, but my mom, I would see her every other weekend. It was that kind of thing. And then eventually my mom moved back to the Midwest and I would spend the summers out there. But no, I mean, I knew even then it was like, and by the way, I don't want to paint my dad in a bad light. I think my dad was a great dad overall. But everyone, even if you have the best parents, everybody has something they can point to in their childhood and go, well, that was a little messed up. Well, that's the thing for me with my dad. I look back on that and I'm like, that was a little messed up. And I know damn well the only reason this even came up was because she probably said something to him, I'd really like it if he'd call me mom. And
right. I was going to say, where he's coming from, right?
And then he was probably like, oh, so we got to have that talk. Okay.
And even the way you put it sounds like he was having that talk. Like, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, because
can you get this?
Well, it wasn't me.
Can you get her off my back, bro? Like,
well, it wasn't, but it wasn't me. It was we. because it was a united front because she was there.
I don't know about this. We.
Yeah.
I'm so sad what he said. And
Oh,
clearly
boy. Yes.
uncomfortable. No.
Yes. Well,
Anyway,
that's
we're gonna have to give him the whole history.
that's a
like-
separate issue,
But no, you know what? I think that he probably wanted to. Well, number one, it sounds like one of two things. He was genuinely in love with her and wanted her to have that, or she was busting his chops.
Well, he had her there, which is saying everything.
Right.
That's a conversation you have in private, unless
Oh, she was in front of
Yeah.
you during the conversation.
putting you on the spot.
Oh yeah. Oh, she was there. Yeah.
Oh, that's like Easy G calling in and saying, "Can I come in on Friday?"
Right.
So
yeah.
she was there,
she
not
was-
even listening at the door.
No.
Jeez, you gotta
No.
step aside, I think, and have yeah.
I
For that to go well, it
Yeah.
needs to be, arm around you on a walk. Like, come here, son. I want to talk to you.
I think psychologically it was, look, we're sitting here together. We are your parents,
Yeah.
so therefore she is your mom. So
Well, good
call
for
her.
you.
I think, but I knew even then I was like, oh, this is kind of messed
And,
up.
and that's why I remember this story, which is a weird thing to remember.
Yeah.
But had you not told me you peed your pants, I probably wouldn't have thought back when you were 10 years old.
Right.
But yeah, one action leads to another action.
Yes. Yes.
But the reason I remember that story is because what the takeaway from it was that you didn't call her mom.
Yeah.
Because you had a mom.
Yeah.
Well, even if your mom hypothetically wasn't whatever, I'm not saying it was, hypothetically, if somebody's mom wasn't even really in the picture that much, or if you didn't have the admiration, whatever, you still have a mom.
Right.
She's still your mom.
Right.
So, like, you can't just say, no, you're mom now, because mom is a thing that only one person.
And it's not like
is.
my mother was dead. She was alive. She was still in my life, so why would I call someone else mom?
There's a lot of cases where people step up. You see a lot of fathers will step up where some fathers didn't and kind of take over that role.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And if you want to call him dad, sure. But I think for the
Right.
most part, I don't even know if they would feel comfortable being called dad. Like,
Right.
no, I'm Walter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the guy who is a real man and stepped up and
Right,
take
right.
care of you now. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, what a weird, what a confusing situation in general for a child.
And you know what's the irony too? I don't think I ever said this part before, but the thing that's kind of weird about it all too is, so Debbie and I, by some other Debbie, we did have a very strong relationship for until it got weird when I got to driving age, because then she got weird. But I loved her like she was my mother. That's what's so funny about it. And I remember a couple of moments where I almost, because I felt that way about her, I actually almost did kind of slip and call her mom, because I did feel that bond with her, even though I still loved my real mother very much. But there were moments, I remember it happened a couple times where I almost did call her mom, but I caught myself.
Where
And
you might not have.
I caught myself, and I refused to almost out of spite in a way.
No, not in a way.
I
out of spite,
refused
probably.
I refused to do it. I refused to do it because I never forgot that I was put in the position where I was expected to, and I resented it.
So you would have, yeah. I mean, wow, that's telling, because
Yeah.
you wanted to, you had the feelings to say,
Right.
mom,
Right.
but then something reminded you in the back of your head
Yep.
that, oh yeah, well, if I do that, then I'm kind of going against.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so there's a lesson out there for that. Don't push someone, especially your child. Don't push your child.
Yeah.
If you want him to become a professional wrestler, don't push him in that direction.
Right.
Just let him become a professional wrestler on his
Right.
own.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a
Absolutely.
good day to be a wrestling fan, is what I used to say. I'm the
Oh.
only one wearing a mask in the emergency room today, so I took it off.
I loved when you called in as Easy G from the future when Easy G was here.
Oh,
God, that was funny.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
That was he seemed uncomfortable with it, but I thought it was
he seemed
hilarious.
uncomfortable all day, so maybe.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
right.
he's getting that checked out today. I don't know.
I wonder if he was.
I think Mike Martineau was getting under his skin.
Oh, that's right. There was genuine tension in the room.
I got on the EZG skin. He got mad at me.
There was genuine tension in the room at the end of the show.
I know.
With the two of them. That was great
And
radio.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like Dink and Doink going at it.
But Michael Martineau really does. God, he's funny. He's so smart too. He totally gets my sense of humor.
Well, they both have opposite theories on work ethic.
Yes, they do.
Mike works.
Yeah.
I got fired. I got too many no shows.
Yeah, Easy G can't hold a job.
Well, you gotta. It sucks that it does suck that you gotta work your schedule.
Right. You got to show up. Shannon McGuire is in the Facebook live chat. She says, "Good afternoon, everyone." Let's see. Oh, Bobby was asking about trivia night tonight. Yeah, so trivia night, of course, tonight at the Hop Knot. But Jenny's team, the Juggernauts, will not be participating because Jenny is recovering from a treatment yesterday. So, and it's just so hot. Last Wednesday, the weather was a little better, but
well, Jenny, have some sherbet.
She should have.
I'm
sherbet.
really pushing that sherbet.
You are, yes.
I had some orange sherbet and it resonated. Do
But-
you like sherbet?
Yeah, I like it.
Do you? Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had it.
It's gotta be orange.
A long time.
Bobby Champagne said, Gonzo, it's only one guy and maybe one or two others who side comment off of his comments. Mostly are more funny than insulting. Some more insulting. I cannot deny that.
Not really sure what that means, Bobby. But then again, that's pretty much the norm when you comment.
I think referring to the people who hate you. Or maybe he's referring to the comments people make about Carol. Oh, that might be what it is, about Carol Robideau in the morning, during the morning show. And the morning show with Peter White says...
Well, I didn't want to call him out by name.
Right.
I'm trying to be,
Peter says, DJ Goose Feathers hates me. Goose Feathers is still trying to get me off of the radio, and he listens every day. Yeah, that's an example of someone who listens.
It's true, but a lot of people hate Peter White, though. That's the thing. Like, it's more than that one guy.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't know this?
No. Who else? Who could hate Peter White?
The hippo?
They don't hate Peter White.
No,
they just
don't.
haven't put him on the cover yet. It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
The first time I was ever in the hippo, which was years and years ago, they spelled my name. I still, it frustrates me when I think about it.
It sounds like it.
Matt Connarton.
Oh.
I was Matt Connarton in the hippo.
Yeah.
Not even close. Now, since then, they have gotten it correct. But the first time I was ever in there, I was Matt Connarton.
Yeah. It's like the first, when I played hockey, I was so nervous I was going to get cut as a freshman at Central because there's no JV or anything.
Yeah.
And the coach put my name on the list that made it as Mark Gonzalez. I was like,
really?
This guy doesn't even know who I am. What the hell?
Yeah.
But
that's frustrating.
yeah, and I'll never forget it.
Tom Blanchard is in the Facebook live chat. Hello, Tom. Also, DJ Midas, who says, hi, everybody. Midas, of course, part of the WMNH family. He hosts Late Night Delight, which you can listen to every Saturday night from 12 midnight all the way to 4 a.m. with a replay on Sunday night. Peter White says, Gonzo, tell them about the homeless girl you tried to help. Do I know this story? Have I heard this?
No, and you never will.
Okay. All right. Wow.
I love you, Peter. That's great. She was, she was cute. What do you want me to say? I'm joking.
Oh, boy.
I'm joking. She was like a 5.
Shannon McGuire says, my kindergartners accidentally call me mom all the time. Oh, that's interesting.
It is interesting.
And Jenny says, I love sherbet and ginger ale, and the ginger ale fairy missed me, LOL. I have to bring her ginger ale. I'm the ginger ale fairy. I bring home the ginger ale.
I mean, my son calls my wife's boobs, which he feeds off of, balls because they're circular.
Right.
So I mean, people call, like children call their teacher's mom. I mean, it
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
You know.
Oh, Stefan Philbrook is in the Facebook live chat.
Sorry, honey, if you are listening, which is not going to happen anyway. So I'm all right. I can say whatever I want.
You've probably upset your brother, though. Stefan says, yeah, man, F Peter White. Yo, F him. So that's coming from Stefan Philbrook.
I know. I heard him shout it across the street.
Really?
No, like, doesn't he shout to Mike Martineau all the time?
He does, yeah. And doesn't he shout at you like F Gonzo?
No,
and
I don't
stuff?
know
No?
who that was. I
Oh.
don't know who that was. But I
Oh.
was riding my bike down the road, and someone just yelled, F you, Gonzo.
Right.
I'm like, oh. That was not what I expected, you know.
Right.
Like, first of all, I'm riding. You're behind me, so
Yeah.
that's weird. How do you know it's me? Like, it's not like we dated in college. You know, like,
Yeah.
I went through a phase in college.
Oh,
But a lot of girls say that.
all right.
I went through a phase in college.
Yeah. They
But-
do. They do
But I don't
say
know how he knew it was me. But yeah, it was kind of cool. I was on the bus and one of my peeps recognized me.
that.
Hello to all my peeps.
Yes.
I'm sure the Elliott is just mobbed right now with people trying to look and see Easy G.
Well, he is a celebrity.
That's true.
Well, we have to begin to wrap up. But Steve, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was nice meeting you guys.
Yeah,
I was cracking up.
Hope you had fun.
I did. I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
And if you missed the show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org. And we did feature some of Steve's music during the first hour, and we had a great conversation.
Wicked good.
Yeah. And I'll send you the link, of course.
Out of the box, like not what I was expecting either.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, sometimes you'll have like, you know, Scrimmy the Dirtbag, you know.
Oh, I love Scrimmy.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you have a rapper and then you have this. And
Right. Yeah,
you
we
know,
try to
Phil
we try to
Collins 2.0.
we try to mix it up as Easy G would say.
No, it's really awesome though.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And before we run out of time, please tell everyone how to find your music online.
Yep, you can find it. You can search for Stephen Whittemore Collins, on Spotify. Look up Marissa Pontecovo or Robbie Rosen on there.
Yep.
You can do YouTube if you don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. And congratulations, and keep me posted on what's going on with the music and everything. And we'll have to have you back when you have some new stuff and you have some news for us. And I think it's great, man. I'm happy for you. You seem like a great dude. And any friend of Rob Kleiner is a friend of mine.
Yeah,
so.
Rob's a great guy.
Rob
I
is,
appreciate it. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you so much. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, I think I've known Rob for like 20 years now. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he's a very, very talented man in his own right. So, but yeah, thank you so much for coming in today. This has been great.
Yeah.
And Gonzo, as always, thank you. And you will be on the morning show tomorrow, correct?
Correct. I was just looking at your thing. You got a lot of traction. A lot of people are
Oh, you're kidding, really?
checking out your song. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Very,
cool.
very, very.
Um,
Well, you're going to get the Matt Connarton Unleashed bump from today's appearance. So
Yeah, right. Thanks. I
you're on your
appreciate
way.
it.
You're on your way to stardom.
Yeah.
Look what it's done for Gonzo.
Yes. My sale price has gone down 35%.
Oh wow! So you'll be on the morning show, and you're and Robert Dion will be there,
Yeah.
of course, with his
Well,
entertainment report.
I go on Thursdays, and
Yep.
Rob's coming on as I don't know what he is, but he plays the piano, and it's pretty cool.
Yep. Well, he is the entertainment reporter, from
Oh,
what I
yes,
understand, or entertainment correspondent,
I
or
thought he
something.
was just a piano player, so we could sing.
Oh well, that too. And he's the host of Through the Stage Door here on WMNH.
Yes.
And let's see. So, Easy G, if you're listening, thoughts and prayers and positive vibes and everything to you.
Plug for him real quick. He's doing
Yeah.
some kind of thing at the cemetery. He's having like a play. All his people are gonna be at the cemetery. Go on Robert Dion's Facebook page and check it out.
Oh, really?
They're doing like actors, and they're gonna like act out people's demise, something like that.
Really?
I know I might have botched that up, but check it out. Quick plug.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's psyched about that.
You may have botched it.
Misinformation is everything.
Oh boy! All right.
I heard Rob Dion died in a cemetery.
Oh my goodness!
What? Gonzo said that.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy! All right. Well, yeah, so be sure to listen tomorrow morning. You'll hear Gonzo and Robert Dion on the morning show with Peter White, which is weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. with a replay from 2 to 4 p.m. right here on WMNH.
Put your mask on, everybody.
Yes, everybody put your masks on.
You're ugly. Cover your face.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. And all right, that's it for us for now. Like I said, if you missed anything, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org. Org. That's how you say it. Everyone else says it wrong. Thank you for saying it correctly. It's pronounced org.
Did you write this?
I'm working on it.
I
can't even play it.
All right. Talk at y'all a little bit later. Thanks, everybody.